I don't really like mermaids. Yes, unfortunately, I've never really been a big fan of mermaids. I know you can go ahead and roast me in the comments. I know a lot of people do like mermaids, and people used to love drawing them, and they love mermaid, and they used to watch the movies when they came out back in the day. I've never really been a big fan of the mermaid hype. Just never cared for them much. I mean, you know, I've drawn a mermaid or two in my lifetime, of course, but I've never been a big fan. But you know what I am a big fan of? Sirens. And I know what you're thinking, Chris, aren't sirens and mermaids practically the same thing? And technically they are now, but if you look at Wikipedia, which I understand if you don't trust it as a legitimate source of information, thanks to schools saying that it isn't, but when I look at Wikipedia, they seem to fact check pretty well, because if you look at other sites, it's always the same thing. Sirens actually used to be bird-like creatures, and I think specifically pigeon-like creatures. I haven't actually looked at it in a bit, but I think it used to be like pigeons with like human faces kind of situation. And I'm a big fan of that, because when I was growing up, I used to always love drawing wings on people. Wings that were anatomically completely incorrect. Wings that would never get a person into the air. Wings that were so big and crazy looking that it was just amazing. I was always a big fan of drawing wings. Even wings on hearts, floating hearts with wings, I used to love that. So I know sirens kind of have this definitely like a mermaid thing now, but I do actually really like sirens as a concept of bird-like people. And thanks to COVID, we're kind of seeing the return of like the plague doctor masks, and those are legitimately bird beak mask, which I think looks super awesome. I would love to wear one like that, like as a cosplay, not to battle COVID, but I always thought those looked really cool. I even love that in like My Hero Academia, like I forget his name, but the character whose clan all has those masks. Love it. I think it's such a cool design. I really like it. So I decided I wanted to make my own drawing challenge for the month of September and call it Sirentember. Now I know that this is sandwiched in between Mermaid, Junicorn, and then of course the most popular of the sorts, Inktober. It's right before Inktober. So I know a lot of people gear up every year for Inktober and are ready to do that. I don't think I'm going to do Inktober, but I do have the list available for you guys. I will have it on my Instagram if you want to screenshot it and save it on your phone. And of course you can see it on this video right here, right now. So with Sirentember, my idea is definitely bird-like human creatures, but definitely if you have any other ideas and you do want to take this challenge on, give it your go, make crazy hybrids of things, however you want to celebrate the month. I think it's really cool when people do have their own individualistic spin on everything. So with the list, I definitely went with a bunch of birds, a bunch of different birds. I try to get really interesting designed birds and also some very standard looking birds. I wanted to get a really good blend of birds so that you could have different colors, different inspirations for how you want to incorporate them into a human-like creature, and just to have fun with it. Some of them are definitely more of a standard looking bird, some that don't have the most fun colors ever. But I think that kind of adds to the interest of your creativity, how you're going to put your mark on it, how you're going to make a siren all your own. Maybe not the sirens that you read about in the history books of mythology, but however you kind of want to make it. I also did want to add some extra challenges just to give you a starting point if you don't really know where to go with this. If sometimes it takes you a little bit longer to get your creative juices going, I did want to give you some help with some thoughts that I had. So one thing that I thought would be cool is if you did 5 without wings. So instead of giving people wings and making them bird people, how else can you incorporate a bird into a person? Again, I think with the plague doctor masks, that's an idea. You can have beaks on people. You can play around with the legs of birds. You can play around with the body of the birds. However you want to do, just not wings, but still kind of read through a bird-like creature. Another challenge I thought to give you guys would be 5 of the gender you don't do often. I feel like a lot of us, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us artists kind of stick in a comfort zone of if we like drawing girls or boys. I know for me, my crutch is drawing girls. I've been drawing them forever, so I am definitely a lot more comfortable drawing girls than guys. But as I got older, I did decide to branch off and start learning more about male anatomy. I actually find guys really fun to draw, but I definitely don't draw them not nearly enough. So I thought it would be cool, just an extra challenge. Instead of making them all the gender that you usually go with, kind of switch it up a little bit, give some more interest to your piece. And then the last challenge, if you wanted to take on a little bit of an extra challenge, 5 outfit designs inspired by these birds. So of course you could do this with all of them, a few more of them than 5, but I thought instead of going with the siren route, just for some of these, you can do a creature or a person whose outfit is inspired by the color or the design or the sleekness of the bird that you are doing for that day. I thought that would be cool. I think that's something that I want to do. Maybe I'll do more than 5, but I'm not sure yet. I still need to kind of plan this out for myself. So yes, this is Sirentember. If you do want to follow along, please use the hashtag Sirentember2020 on Instagram. I would love to see other people's ideas and recreations. I think it would be so awesome. And of course, if you do, I'll be able to put your artwork on my story highlights on Instagram. I don't expect a lot of people to follow along, especially because I don't think a lot of people will find out about this challenge. But who knows, if other people do it, I just think it would be great to see how you creatively decide to take this challenge and make it your own. And of course, I also want to mention, if you're not the greatest at sticking to 30-day challenges, which I know it is very hard to do. It's hard for me to do. I actually haven't done a 30-day challenge in a really long time. Please try and shift it to what you'd be able to put out. So if you're not someone who draws every day, but you're someone who draws every other day, maybe split the list in half and do 15 of them. If you are a person who doesn't have a lot of time during the weekdays, but have a lot of time on the weekend, you can try and do something like I'm doing. I think I'm gonna do 7 of them every weekend on a day. So pretty much one day dedicate to making 7 drawings at once. Maybe for you, you find one bird that you wanna do, just one specific bird, and you wanna make it the most bangalicious artwork that you've ever created in your life and go ham on it and have all of the details and make it look crazy good, then just do 1 for the month. I mean, I don't really mind personally. I think drawing challenges is just a way to challenge yourself. So for you, a challenge would be 15. Do the 15 challenge. If for you, if the challenge would be one really big finalized piece, do one piece that's very finalized. Whatever way that you can kind of enjoy these challenges, I think is the best. So yeah, that is all from me about Sirentember. Let us hear it up for the mythological beast that I think is one of the superior mythological beasts that isn't talked enough about because they became mermaids and they shouldn't have become mermaids. But I ramble. I am definitely going to plan ahead for this. I do want to get the ideas sketched out just to have a thought on how I want to do this, even if I'm doing it in Procreate. If you do want to see that video and you kind of want to get some tips on how to plan ahead for a challenge, let me know because I'll be able to film that video. But if not, it's okay. I can just do it by myself. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.